Last night's instalment ended with the sorry tale of a dead little bittern, the hunter we suspected had shot it walking off, and BirdLife Malta's press officer, Rupert Macefield, being arrested. I went to the police station to meet up with BirdLife Malta's chief executive, Steve Micklewright. Good morning.
Hi, you alright?
Well, I'm all right, yeah. And I said good morning, and it's probably not, is it? What's going on?
Well, one of our members of staff was out in the field this morning. They saw a little bittern, which is a protected species of birds.
I was there, so
you were there. You were there anyway.
Yeah,
I didn't realise you were there because I've
no.
only just got here. So, our member of staff has been arrested by the police, and we're not quite sure exactly why, apart from the fact he was recording the events of the situation on his phone and on camera, and we think the police have taken kind of umbrage at being recorded doing their jobs.
But given these guys this morning were not nearly as friendly and cooperative and helpful as those we've encountered previously, and they were, could it be that they were hunters, or maybe their families are hunting families or something? They didn't want to be seen to be cooperating? Could it be something as simple as that?
It could be anything. There's been a lot of turnover in the ALE, this part of the police that are dealing with the problem. We've been told they've had extra officers in for the hunting season, so they could be rookies. They might not know what they're doing. We just don't know yet.
Yeah, okay. Well, we've got to find out, of course, when Rupert comes out, haven't we? It's very disappointing, I have to say. It wasn't the end that we needed. I mean, the thing is, this was a brilliant opportunity. You know, we saw the hunter, filmed the hunter, visually recognisable, with an illegally shot bird in the mouth of one of his dogs, drops it dead on the ground. Police turn up, collect it. All we need to do is prove that that's shot, and that's pretty good evidence, isn't it, to progress with the prosecution?
Good evidence, and actually would have been good PR for the police, showing that they were doing a good job, and now we've ended up with a bit of a mess. So somebody's miscalculated somewhere, let's put it politely.
That's very disappointing. After a couple of hours, Rupert emerged. Don't know what to say. I'm really sorry.
I'm sorry as well. It just feels like a waste of time.
What happened when you were in there?
I explained that I'd wanted to keep a record of what I was saying to the police and what the officer was saying to us. And he seemed to accept that, but said that it's not really appropriate to be recording the police if they say that they don't want to be recorded.
And you've given a statement, have you?
I have. They asked me to give a statement about what happened this morning.
Well, so were you arrested? Have you been charged with anything?
No, I haven't been charged. I've been cautioned, so the statement that I gave them was under caution, but they haven't charged me with anything.
Time for a cup of tea. Come on.
That sounds good.
As it now stands, we've given the police our footage of the incident, and we're waiting to hear if they intend to charge the hunter. We've also heard that the policeman has connections with the hunting fraternity. We've been in Malta over the Easter weekend, so, like many Maltese people, we decided to go for a stroll in the countryside. We visited one of the few publicly owned open areas where many families had gone camping for the bank holiday. The only trouble is that this same piece of public land is full of hunters. Still, we weren't going to let that stop us. This is public land, so we can legally walk here wherever we like. But it's kind of been shut down because it's teeming with hunters. The road is, there are 50, 60 cars on the road, and there are guys over here. But really, the people of Malta, their kids, and everyone else should be able to come up here on this beautiful spring sunny morning and walk out here to enjoy the countryside. Well, come on, let's enjoy the countryside. Let's do what the people of Malta should do. Within just a few paces, we'd met our first hunter, and he agreed to speak to us. This is an area of public land, isn't it?
That's right, yes.
Yeah, but there are many hunters here at this time of year. How many do you reckon come up here? Any ideas at all?
I wouldn't know. No, unfortunately, I wouldn't know.
My thought is, though, that at this time of year, it's spring, it's a beautiful time of year, only the hunters will come here. I don't imagine you'll get too many other Maltese people walking because they might be intimidated or worried about the shooting.
Not here. I mean, people might get intimidated from shooting because when one hears a shot, you know, obviously you're going to turn around and see where the sound came from or something of the sort. But the hunters will not tell people off. It's only the campers which are a nuisance, really, because they do a lot of harm.
So this is someone who's camping in here.
That's right. Yes.
Not a hunter. Not a hunter.
No.
And And have you asked for them to be removed?
That's right, yes.
This was the first hunter I'd met on Malta, and I was pleasantly surprised at just how friendly and polite he was. But then, on the other hand, I was really alarmed at how the police had just turned up and turfed the campers off at 6:30 in the morning. Good morning.
Good morning. Hi, nice to meet you. My name is Danielle.
Danielle,
Yes.
how are you?
I'm not very good this morning because, as I said, we have planned a 4 days camping weekend for my birthday. We have the permissions from the local councils of Melliha, and the policeman came this morning to tell us to go back home because of the hunters.
So do you feel that the hunters have controlled the police?
Yes.
And they've deliberately
Yes.
got them here to get you out?
Yesterday we heard them complaining between each other. It's already between camps. This is our site. It was
But
like
it's not, it's a public area, isn't it?
Yes, it's a public area.
We carried on strolling and found more unhappy campers. Their Easter weekend completely ruined. But this is a public area, isn't it? You should be able to camp here.
Yes, it is a public area, I mean, and it's one of the very few public green areas that we have on the island, which, as you might know, is a very small island and very densely populated.
So you've come out camping for Easter,
Yeah.
set everything up, and the police have asked you to move from an area where you are allowed to camp, presumably because the hunters have complained.
Yeah,
How do you feel about this?
not very good at all. I have 2 children here who are still sleeping, but
Your children are here.
yeah.
So this is a family holiday.
Yeah. It's one of the only 2 long weekends we had this year. So
And you can't be here because the area has been overrun by hunters. That's the truth of it, isn't it?
yeah,
This morning I found 2 camps over here, behind this tree. Do you think it's all right for them to camp over here, near a shotgun? They've got the camping site over there, and they should camp over there. No hunters go there.
So your complaint is that
No, I'm not complaining. I just told them for their own good.
with the countryside in such short supply, it's easy to see how conflicts like this arise. One man who's seen more than his fair share of this tension is Ray Vella. This is one of Malta's few nature reserves, and look at it. Its entrance is like no entrance to a nature reserve that I've ever encountered. It's like a fortress. That's not because they don't want visitors, it's that they don't want the hunters breaking in here to shoot things. That's the truth of it. That's why it's all chained up and permanently locked, even when it's open. Which makes me wonder how I'm going to get in. Hello, Mr. Warden. Ray showed me around his small but beautiful nature reserve. It's one little oasis for birds in Malta. Do hunters ever try and get in here?
We've had problems, yeah. We've had problems.
You're serious? They try and get
yes,
into
yes.
this nature
We've
reserve?
had break-ins, we've had spoonbills shot in here, we've had people try to get at the flamingos in here, we've had oil thrown into the reserve.
And you've had a couple of run-ins with hunters yourself. I'm told you've been shot.
Yes, I've been shot twice.
Shot twice?
Twice, yes,
Well, once
twice.
is foolish. Second, I mean, what happened? Tell me.
The first time it was on the 1st October. I was on my farm and somebody took a shot, and the next thing I know, I saw someone running away from me, screaming obscenities. And
So it was deliberate?
that's what I think, anyway. But it did go to court after several.
Before we get to court, what happened to you? What were you?
I was hit in the face here
With
the
shotgun
glasses
pellets?
with a shotgun pellet. My glasses, and also I had one lodged into my nose, which I was operated
You
on.
were lucky not to be blinded.
Yes, I was very lucky.
All right.
And the second time was during the court injunction. I was patrolling the area just above here, the Foresta 2000 site, in the morning, and at 6 a.m. in the morning I got out of the Land Rover and somebody was waiting for me and took a shot towards me and hit me in the side of the head the second time. I've also had my farmhouse was burnt down. My
farmhouse was burned
they
down?
burnt that down. Yeah, they broke into it and put everything to flames. That nothing was stolen. It was just completely burnt down. And obviously we've also had problems on the afforestation project up on the top here. In 2007 we had almost 3,000 trees cut down overnight. The 3 years of work which I had put in, they just cut them down completely. No one was caught in that one incident. But then 4 years ago we had another case where 100 trees were cut down. This time we did manage to get them. They were 3 hunters who admitted they did it because of the shortening of the hunting season in spring.
Is this sort of intimidation, getting shot, having your house burned down and having your trees cut down on your nature reserve, is that relatively common here?
We've had problems there. We've had bird watchers who are beat up. We've had bird watchers who had their cars also burned down in Busquet. And this intimidation, it has happened a lot.
Over the years, the BirdLife volunteers here have faced all sorts of intimidation from the hunters, typically at the places where they stop to observe these people when they're shooting in the morning. And they've daubed offensive graffiti there, they've left piles of excrement, dog, domestic animal, they've even left the rotting corpses of some domestic animals, pigs and the like, and rotting rabbits too. But just a couple of days ago, one of the BirdLife groups found this in the area where they always park their car. Remember, it's dark when they turn up, so this was deliberately designed to puncture their tyres. It's not exactly all-out war here, but this isn't a friendly debate either. But let's not forget what this argument is all about. What it's really all about is the birds. This little turtle dove is severely injured. It's been shot. I mean, look, here's the wound in its neck, and its wing is broken here. You can feel it's completely shattered. This bird isn't going anywhere, and it's certainly not going back to the UK, where this species has declined 95% since 1970. And to hear a turtle dove in the UK landscape these days is an extraordinary treat. Look at that. That's the blood of a potentially British bird on my hand. But really, of course, it's on the hands of Maltese hunters, and we want this to stop, and you can make a difference. Please visit the website chrispackham.co.uk, and there you'll find the opportunity to do two things. Firstly, contact your MEPs and ask them why the European Commission isn't doing anything to stop spring hunting in Malta. And secondly, there's the opportunity there to donate to BirdLife Malta for their forthcoming campaign to encourage the Maltese people to vote against spring hunting in a referendum. Please try and make a difference. You're making a difference for the birds. Sadly not this one, but maybe many others.